Hello everyone, my name's Jammed and welcome to my AP Twisted Fate guide for Season 14. I'm a Twisted Fate main that peaked Masters 400 LP and I managed to achieve 70% win rate from unranked to Masters, so let's get into the guide. So for the runes, first I'll say that they are a preference to your playstyle, so if you want to run one rune page every game, it's fine as it's based on your playstyle. However, if you want to mix and match the runes depending on matchups, then we'll go over them now. So for the first page we have Electrocute, which we'll be using for aggressive playstyle. I would recommend using this into any melee or engage champions, so like a few examples would be Sylas, Yasuo or Yone. For the second rune page we have Unsealed Spellbook, which we'll be using for defensive playstyle. I would recommend using this into any mage or poke champions. Examples would be Hui, Syndra or Orianna. And for the third page we have First Right, which we'll be using for a full scaling damage build. I found success by playing risk averse, prioritizing my gold until around 3 items, as that's when you become really strong. This page is perfect for lower ranks, but it can still work in the higher ranks. So now onto the builds. You'll always be taking Rod of Ages unless you're running the First Right setup, as that's the only time you want to build Ludens for the burst damage. So after first item we'll build Boots. Swiftness are good overall, but taking Mercs if they have a lot of CC, then taking Steel Caps if they're heavy AD, and lastly taking Sorks if you took the First Right setup. After Boots we'll always take Lichbane. Once you've built 3 items you build situational from there, taking Rapid Fire versus long range comps, Zonies versus short range comps or assassins, and from there you build the item you need most from each column. Next, I'll show you my most common builds for each of the rune pages to give you a better idea of what the full builds look like. So for the summoner spells, you want to go teleport and flash every game. It's important to play for minions and experience, and TP can bring the most consistency. Also, quite often you'll find yourself playing for the split push win con, and this makes it easier and can solo win certain games that are otherwise lost. Then taking Flash into TF as a mobile, and you can make Flash stun card plays if you need to get picks. So for the skill order, you want to go WQE versus range and WEQ versus melee. Into Q max, W max, E max and taking R whenever it's available. So, onto the gameplay. First, I'd like to quickly note, if you want to become a successful Twisted Fate player, it's important to learn these 5 fundamentals, so be sure to research these and learn strategies around them more in depth. We have farming, wave management, vision control, map awareness and split pushing. Anyways, let's get started with the early game. The goal through the early game is to play for a consistent first 10 minutes that you can replicate every game. So typically, you're playing safe, focus on farming since you'll generate extra gold from your passive. In the early game it's really important to only do high percentage plays, so only make proactive plays if you know they have a high chance of working. If not, always go with the safe option as it's all about consistency. For example, if the enemy mid roams, you can move your camera, check if it's worth following. If not, just push mid, get plates as you'll get guaranteed XP and gold. Other than that, during the lane phase you'll be looking to harass with Q to gain a HP advantage, then potentially execute a solo kill with flash gold card Q. Onto the mid and late game. Once your bot lane is moved to the mid lane, you can rotate to a side lane so you can keep your farm up and gain solo XP. You can start making progress on destroying the side lane turrets. When objectives are being contested such as Herald or Dragon, try to play for a tier 2 turret if possible since it gives 675 gold. If the enemy mid chooses to match you on the side, then you can use your ultimate to gate in and make the objective fight a 5v4. For the late game, you'll be deciding to split push or team fight for the win. If you choose to split push, always try to clear the wave and use fog so the enemies can't see where you are. They may think you've left the side lane, but given the opportunity you can quickly go back and start pressuring again. You can ping your team to disengage or deny the enemies from recalling, so you can potentially take an inhib. Always play calculated, making plays when you have enough vision on the enemy champions. If you are team fighting, then try to look for enemies out of position for an easy pick with stun card. Otherwise you'll be spamming Q and playing near your carry and stun card any champions that engage into you. If this guide helped you, be sure to like the video and feel free to subscribe. If you have any other questions or feedback, be sure to leave them in the comments, as I plan on making future videos and I would love to improve the quality. Thanks for watching and take care.